What is up, everybody? It's a sunny late afternoon, early evening in April. Happy quarantine. This shit sucks. Can't throw frisbees like we want to right now, so let's talk about them, shall we? You guys want to see what's in my bag? No, you don't. Yeah, you do. All right, so we're going to do this. Shout out to everybody. Here's my disc wall. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Some P. McBee signature, EMAC, The Champ, Nate Sexton, Greg Barsby. Some cool stuff. All right, and we're back. This is the cart / bag. LG. Zuka. Got my DD stuff on there. Delwood disc golf sticker. Shout out to those guys. Sean Callahan. Lockport, the Canyons. Great course. Miss all that stuff back home. I got this Skunk River Customs rack on the outside here, going all the way up into the back. A little bungee cord holds my disc in place. Got the soldier bag up top here. It fits really nice. I have a couple putters that fit right in there. If you open this up, ooh, more stickers. I got a bunch of putter space here and other stuff and a towel and stuff that I can hang up here. Cash Money Leprechaun. Lizard grip. Let's go. Alrighty, and now we're on to the fun stuff. All the discs that are in my bag / cart. Let's get it going. But before we do that, gotta have a sip of beer. Shouts to Will Kennedy for the first one of these. Great job, man. Brendan follows suit. Great in the bag. Everybody else needs to make one. Let's go. Charlotte fan. Illinois fan. Let's do this. Quarantine sucks. Remember that. Putter pouch. Got my tag. North Carolina Disc Golf. U-Disc. Jomez. The Upshot. Charlotte Disc Golf Club. Sexton Shootout. Illinois Disc Golf. Gotta show love. This is just a lot of good luck little stuff that remind me every time I'm going to putt before I grab. I just look at all that awesome stuff. Pens, pencils. Keeps all the stuff I need. Gotta have one of these. Whale sack. Perfect. I have sweaty hands, so this is fantastic to have. Always carry a couple towels with you. Never know when you're gonna need a towel. Alright. Carry a little mini Glow Buzz. Northern Illinois Rolling Knolls tournament. Shout out to Bird Brain, Dan Schlitter. Great club. Miss those guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. Putting putters. I putt with the Classic Warden. These are kind of green and swirly. I usually putt with white putters. I had a white pair I was beating in for a couple of years and just kind of wanted to beat something new in, and these are starting to get really nice, especially in this warmer weather down here in Charlotte. But I love the Warden. I used to putt with the P2. It's just very straight, reliable. Nice finish at the end too once you start getting a little bit further out into like the 35, 60 foot range. Anywhere in circle 2, these will go really, really, really straight and have a nice, soft, reliable fade right back at the chains when I need them. So a lot of confidence with the Warden. Kevin Derrick turned me onto these away from the P2 and I haven't gone back. So thanks, Kev. Throwing putters, let's start with the most understable. Throw the classic blend Deputy. I like to throw blend plastic putters for a lot of my throwing putters. Just the grip feels a little bit better in my hand. I have more control over it, I feel like, and they don't want to slip out as much. But the Deputy, I love to throw these on, hyzer flip to flat, to slow turn to the right shots, just hold long turnovers. Even, sometimes I can get them a hyzer flip and go straight when I'm not going as far. But it's a great compliment to the Warden. It feels pretty similar in the hand, no bead or anything at the bottom. So might be a little bit shallower. It feels like it's a little bit of a smaller disc, but they feel very similar, and it's a great understable complement to the Warden, which I putt with and also throw. There's another Deputy. This one's just a little bit newer. Oops, wrong way. There we go. All right, so I said I throw the Wardens. I just put this in the bag. This is a 2020 Lucid X AJ Risley Warden. I threw the Waffle Warden for a little while, but it was getting kind of flippy. But this is really kind of taking the spot of the BT Medium Shield I used to have in my bag. So this is a great, straight flyer with a nice overstable finish at the end. I'm starting to kind of work this in and figure out where it is in the bag, but love that. Been throwing it for a couple of weeks now. My reliable Wardens, though, are these classic blends. I have another white one with a gold stamp on it. This is just super straight and goes for a long time and then very softly fades to the left. Holds any line. I want to put it on Annie's. Heisers can hold that line too without flipping up too much. Great throwing putter. I've been throwing this all over the woods in Charlotte. Great disc. This is a very special classic blend Warden to me. It's like a horrible misprint, but I love the Huck stamp. But bam! Hole 8 ace, scrapyard. Made it on Jomez. That was pretty cool. So shouts to those guys and all the love there. And Lee and JD and Derek for filming the ace. That was awesome. Will there. And we were all just going nuts. We played doubles with 5 of us, and we had a really good time out there. But awesome day. Lots of good memories with this putter. Heiser flip to flat and go straight forever. This is beat into perfection right now. This is a new addition that I'm kind of messing around with along with the Lucid X Warden, and this is a Castaplast K1 Plastic Rico, Champion Plastic. Feels very similar to the Warden. It's just got a very small micro bead on the bottom, but you can barely notice it. But this is a great flyer. Flies pretty similar to the Lucid X Warden. I'd say it's just maybe a touch more stable out of the box, but this one's a little bit more beat in. Shouts to James Holt. He turned me on to Castaplast Plastic, and man, their glow plastic is the best glow I've ever seen, and this stuff just feels really good and flies really true. I'm starting to kind of mess around with some more of their discs, but I'm kind of between this and the Lucid X Warden right now to kind of take that overstable putter shot slot. We'll see who wins. Putt and approach discs, another Castaplast disc. Actually, the first one that James turned me on to is this Berg. This is in the baseline K3 plastic. It has an interesting thumb track on it. Not sure if you can kind of see it or not, but it's kind of like an indented disc. It's really weird, but I love to flick this. This is it's my main go-to forehand approach disc from anywhere from 100 out to like 200, 220 feet or so. It holds any line you want to, especially on Anheuser's. It's got no glide. It's like a speed 1 and glide 1 or something like that. Interesting disc, but if you can kind of get used to it and get a feel for it, it flies very nicely. Lands very soft near the basket when you need it to kind of dive and dump out of the sky. So this is a great upshot disc. I hope everybody can start throwing this. This is probably one of the most underrated discs on the market. Nothing like it. Castaplast Berg. Used to be my old reliable. Now the Berg's almost kind of taken that spot, but this is sweet Huck stamp tri-fly die, Champion Glow AVR X3, very puddle top. You can kind of see it. But this is a great longer distance, more overstable flick putter shot that I kind of use. I'll throw a backhand sometimes when I need something to kind of get over. Otherwise, I'll throw a mid or something a little bit faster. But this is a great overstable approach disc. Great to fight the wind too. So. It doesn't get that windy in Charlotte, but it used to back home in Illinois. So this is a great, reliable, overstable putter disc. Everybody should pick up a Glow AVR X3. This runs very puddle top, and they're awesome. All right, let's go up in speed here. So I guess we'll go to the mid-ranges next. Start with the most flippy and make our way to the most overstable. I don't really throw this Big Z Comet that much anymore. This is like a 167. I don't really like beads, but for some reason the Comet just felt okay when releasing the disc. I didn't notice the bead too much. I fan grip my mids sometimes, and this is when I fan grip. I don't power grip the Comet at all. I fan grip this the most. Almost just kind of feels like a frisbee. Goes pretty straight and holds whatever line you really put it on, so it'll tell you what you're doing wrong. So I kind of use this for form check sometimes, especially when I'm trying to throw bigger, longer Anheuser's that aren't panning out and they just kind of turning and burning. This is a good disc to kind of tell me what I'm doing wrong. But love the Comet. It's I don't reach for it as often because I have a rock that's beat in that I'm going to go to in a second, but still have it in the bag. Storm Disc Golf I, very underrated mid-range. Very low profile, if you can see that. It's like super flat and like, I don't know, this is an awesome disc. Storm Disc Golf, good guys out of Texas. Met them down at the GBO last year. This is a Heiser flip to flat, and it'll go for quite a while, but then start turning right, sometimes pretty aggressively if you really torque on it. But it always has the stability to fight back at the end, which is super weird for a disc this flippy. This is what makes it unique and why it kind of still sits in my bag. I don't bust it out very often, but when I need a shot to kind of, turn to the right, but then have the stability at the end for some weird, odd reason that a hole shapes that way, that's when I throw it. So, still in the bag. I used to throw it a lot more, but not as much these days. All right, the old trusties now. Um, Glow McPro Rock 3, 2017 run. I love this disc. This is probably the most trusted mid-range. I reach for this the most. One of the two that I have in my bag. I usually carry multiples of most discs, as you're going to see. But love this mid-range. It just is hyzer flip to flat and go forever. And then this one is a little bit more flippy now, so it can even turn to the right and really hold that line and just stay on that line now. So love the McPro Rock 3. A lot of hyzer flip to flat shots. This one is a little bit more stable, and I've had this one. This is one of the first ones I bought. The other ones I bought used from other people. I was lucky to find a bunch of them, and I bought like 10 of them, so I'm good there. But this disc just feels so good in the hand. It's like this Glow DX plastic. I don't know. It's just awesome. This disc just feels so good, and it flies so true and straight and holds whatever line you put it on. It's one of the best mid-ranges I've ever thrown. Next to the next one that I'm going to show you, which you're going to think I'm crazy because why does he have a buzz and a rock in the bag? Who the fuck does that? I do. Because that's just so pretty. Like, why would you not throw that? It's like Champion, gummy, old Elite Z plastic. This one's starting to get decently flippy too, so this hyzer flip to flat will turn to the right but have that stability of a buzz at the end. This is a great, great, great disc. The buzz is just, I don't know, one of the best discs ever made, and this one's just so pretty I had to buy it. I've had this old Z High Fly Huck Stamp buzz in the bag for a couple years now. Still stable. I use this for a lot of like just longer hyzer mid-range shots, anywhere from 280 to 320 or so, and just holds that line. Same with anhysers. Not as much with the anhyzer, just because I like to throw the flippier disc for that, but this is a great disc, and I love the buzz. Everybody should definitely buy one or throw one if you haven't yet. A little bit more overstable than that, I have the 2018 Dustin Keegan Hybrid Verdict. This is a good, straight for a while, and then it will hook up and start to dump. Not dump, but I guess fade at the end. It's still pretty stable, this one. I lost one of my other ones pretty recently, so I'm kind of starting to work this one into the bag, but I've always thrown the Verdict. It's a good overstable mid and trusty and reliable, especially in headwinds too. So, like the Verdict, which is weird because I also bag a Buzz OS. They fly pretty similarly. I think the Verdict has a little bit more glide when I need something to go a little bit farther. If I need something to kind of dump a little bit quicker, I go to the Buzz OS. I just find it to be a little bit more overstable, and this is in Z plastic, so that totally makes sense. But love the Buzz OS. It's just board flat, overstable mid-range. All right, on to the fairway drivers. Start with the most flippy. I have a first run Lucid Maverick that I've had in the bag since these things came out. So this one's really flippy, so it's almost like a roller disc now, or just like long annies. Hyzer flip aggressively, hyzer flip up to flat and ride flat if I need that shot, or I can just throw it on a little bit of hyzer. It'll pop up and slowly turn to the right. So turnover fairway driver 7-speed, the Maverick, great disc. A little bit more overstable confident, and the one that I'm reaching for the most absolutely right now is this 2018 Lucid X Maverick, Zach Melton's Tour Series disc. This was the first run of these. It's not as like see-through as the newer runs, 2019, 2018, so I think these are just a little bit more understable compared to those other two that I've just thrown in the field and seen. But once these beat in, they're just absolutely money. Hyzer flip to flat and will go straight for days. This is just like a perfect, I'm throwing this all over Charlotte. Great, 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 great fairway driver. We'll probably never stop throwing it. I need a couple more of this run, so if you have some, hit me up. All right, straight to stable. This is a Lucid or Opto Escape, or not Escape, Explorer. My bad. 7-speed. Straight to stable. Couple of Huck stamps on here. This one's a little bit lighter, like 169. So I really kind of trust this for hyzers that I don't need to like completely dump over, or hyzer flip to flat and go straight for a while. But that soft, always reliable finish. It holds annies pretty well and holds that line too. But I don't really throw them on annies that much. But the Explorer, great disc. I have the overstable complement too, the Opto X Explorer. This one's super overstable. I got this awesome one at Ledgestone. Can't remember who I bought it from, but overstable, reliable complement to that. Moving up in speed a little bit to the Saint. I think this is an 8-speed. This is just such a glidey disc. Probably one of the more glidey fairway drivers I've ever thrown. This is beat in perfectly now, this Opto one, to where the point I can hyzer flip it and it'll go straight for a long time. Very slow turn at the end of the flight, which is sometimes reliable because you got to, guide shots through the woods here in Charlotte. But that slow turn is super awesome, and it's very minimal fade, not like the overstable finish when this is pretty brand new. So this one's beat into perfection right now, and I've been throwing this a little bit more lately. I'm really starting to like it. This is one of my favorite discs ever invented, the SE Getaway. That SE plastic's a little bit more flippy than like a a Lucid Getaway. Sorry, I'm mixing all the Trilogy brands together. Doesn't even fly like a Getaway anymore. You could ask anybody that's seen me throw this thing, and it flips up and goes right and holds long turnovers. This almost goes as far as my drivers, and I love to throw this thing. This is just, if you can get your hands on one, probably better colors than this puke, pinkish, purplish, whatever this is. It's kind of hard to find sometimes, but it's so trusty and reliable. I love the way this thing flies. If you ever see me on video, which is probably never, you'd see me throw this a lot. This is the overstable complement to that. This is a first run Lucid Getaway that I've had in the bag since these came out. And this is just still overstable, reliable. Not as overstable as it used to be, so it goes straight for a long time and will slowly fade at the end. But if I need something a little bit longer, maybe a little bit more headwind than that Flip Your Getaway, this is what I'm pulling for. I throw this one quite a bit in Charlotte as well. Great disc. All right. 2017 Glow Sexton Firebird. This one's beat to perfection. I throw this flicking a lot. So hyzer flip to flat and goes flat for a really, really, really long time and then slowly fades. Like this Firebird's so beat in, it even gets flippy and can flip over a little bit sometimes if I put it on the right line. But awesome overstable disc. Probably one of the best overstable fairway drivers that's ever been invented. And this 2017 run is my absolute favorite. Even if it's the most flippy out of them all, I really don't care. Even the new ones are awesomely stable for me out of the box, and I have a pretty fresh one that I keep in the bag. I keep 2 of them in the bag at all times. Distance drivers. This is a first run South Florida Open Fusion X Trespass, which you would think is stable, but it's not at all. This is like the flippiest run of the Trespass. This is like a 171 too, so this is like my tailwind bomber, hyzer flip to flat and then turn right. This is a roller disc too. I kind of use this for rollers, but this is my most understable distance driver in the bag. Love the Trespass, so keep it on trade and on par with that. Everybody sees me throw this everywhere. Just a Lucid stock run, try fly hawk stamp on there. I love this disc. This is my absolute bomber. I've almost hit 450 with this. I've come close, 435 or so on some like flat ground, like with a full flex, hyzer flip it up, get it to turn right and then stable out at the end. This is my go-to driver. I throw this thing everywhere. I love, love, love the Trespass. Lucid X complement to that is this 2018 Tour Series EMAC one. This one's starting to get beat in really nice too now, so I can hyzer flip this and have it go straight for a long time. It doesn't want to turn over right, but I love this disc and I'm reaching for it a little bit more, especially in a little bit more of a headwind if I don't want that other Trespass to flip. Relatively new addition to the bag that I'm trying out is this Castoplast Grim X Glow. This flies pretty similar to like a beat-in destroyer out of the box, which is awesome, and everybody really wants that flight. Highly recommend trying this out. I'm still kind of trying to tweak it and figure it out, but it can handle some headwind pretty well when released on hyzer. If you release it flat and hard, it'll go straight for a really long time, maybe turn a little bit to the right before finishing left. And not like a super overstable destroyer finish, but some finish, and I really can't wait to start working this disc into my bag a little bit more. Awesome one to throw. But my max distance driver that I'm really liking is the Raider. I have a first run Fusion Raider. This is my absolute bomber, one that I reach for the most when I need like a pretty big distance shot. Especially like holding on long annies that hold, turn, and turn, and turn, and turn, and then we'll have that Raider finish at the end. On golf courses and like longer courses, I throw this one quite a bit. Love the Raider. And then I have a brand new Lucid one that's just my meat hook that can handle all sorts of headwind and anything that I'm going to need out here. And this is just a reliable, always know it's going to go left distance driver for me. So thanks for watching my In the Bag, guys, and I hope you all do one as well, and enjoy quarantine, and as Brody says, keep slinging them discs.